Peace and blessings, beautiful people. I decided to do a sincere moment. I think it's been about 7 months since I've done one, and I've had a lot of things on my spirit and on my mind. Um, Anytime I disappear off of Facebook, it means I'm just kind of going within, and so I can be more of a service and have more to offer. You know what I mean? So I've been just kind of more in a state of observance more than anything, and like I said, just kind of going within and expanding. So, I wanted to talk to you about perspective. Now, here's the thing. I love my job. Well, I won't even say it's a job. I think it's more of a state of being, but I love what I do. It constantly contributes to who I am, and it expands me tremendously. And like I always say, it makes me, it reminds me to walk the walk, to make sure that I apply what it is that I'm teaching, you know. So I coached this young lady who, I started coaching her when she was 16. She's 17 now. So I asked her, I said, what is your world view right now? What is your perspective on the world right now? And I was curious because all I'm hearing from people is, oh, the world is horrible. The world's coming to an end. People are scared shitless about Trump and this election. I mean, it's just impending doom seems to be the theme for a lot of people when I overhear discussions or when I have certain conversations with people. And this young lady comes out and says, the world is a beautiful place. I said, really? And she said, yeah. She was like, it's beautiful. I said, what's beautiful about it? She said, I'm noticing everything. The trees, the breeze, the sun. She said, babies, people's smiles, people's eyes, laughter. I mean, she had a list of stuff coming off the top of the head. Just a list of things that she could have kept going. And I said, wow, what a perspective. Because, I thought it was powerful. I thought it was powerful because she is 17 in this, I guess, mundane world in earthly terms. She's 17, but she's very wise and very aware, so self-aware. To have that type of awareness is empowering. To actually choose to be still in the midst of what a lot of people would call chaos is a very empowering choice, because it is a choice. It's all about perspective. And perspective can bring you bliss and the greatest joy, or perspective can cause you to suffer and suffer and suffer and suffer. And remember, pain is natural. Pain is natural. But suffering, I feel like, is a choice, because you don't have to sit in that pain. You can make a choice to do something about moving forward, So it checked me, you know what I'm saying? Because even though I don't really care about politics, I don't get involved in, I try not to get involved in low vibrational things. But then I found myself getting so angry that people were so scared about this man, that were like feeding him all of this power and all of our energy, because we're scared shitless of what we think that he can do. And it's like, it reminds me, he's like the Little Shop of Horrors plant. And he just keeps saying, feed me. And people are like, here you go, here. And so I found myself being a vibrational match to low vibration. I allowed myself to get sucked in because I got angry that people were getting sucked in. That vibration is no different from the vibration of people being scared. You know what I mean? So it made me check myself. I was like, this is why I love what I do, because it's not about giving anybody the answers. Coaching is not about giving people the answers. Coaching is not about telling people what to do. Coaching is about empowering people with information that guides them to the answers that they already have. You know what I mean? So yeah, perspective is a powerful thing. How you see yourself, how you see the world, and how you see others. Let me share something with you that I thought was interesting, and it's another thing about perspective. So I'm watching this show. I think it's called Weed Etiquette or something like that. It's a new channel called Viceland, right? Damn, that was a plug, huh? But it's a new it's a show. You know, this guy was on YouTube and stuff, and he goes around the world and he talks about cannabis, and you know, he does journalism on this thing and so forth and so on. So he was in the Congo, and the people in the Congo are selling trees because it's the only way that they can survive. Women are selling these trees so they don't have to, you know, be a prostitute. And there's a woman there who teaches other women how to empower themselves by selling cannabis. Even though it's illegal, it's one of those things. And so he's asking questions about the cannabis and so forth and so on. And this woman says in her language, now I don't know if this was the interpretation, but in the caption she was saying, no, don't trust the white man. Don't, like, she was calling this man white. His name is Krishna, right? And he's darker than I am. Right? I'm not exactly sure of his origin, but I would guess that his origin was India. I mean, he was from New Jersey, but you know, his origin, I believe, maybe, I'm not quite sure, but I'm thinking. And if that's the case, how powerful the perspective, because she's referring to this man as a white man, like, no, don't talk, don't say too much, you know, to the white man. But if he's from India, if his origin is Indian, there's a color caste system there, and they would see him as bottom class. Nowhere, they would never call him a white man. And I was like, wow, how crazy is that? And she was like, you know, this white man's gonna help me hang my clothes, this white man's gonna help me do this. And I'm like, he's not white. But it's perspective. And I'm just like, man, that's so powerful that you can go in one side of the world, you know what I'm saying, and people are calling you one thing. You go to another side of the world, it's just like being gay. In a part of Africa, they celebrate gay people. They celebrate gay people. They call us gatekeepers and witches, and say that if we don't commune with one another, that they won't be able to get through the gates, and they find us to be very spiritual beings. And then another part of the country, we're sinful and lustful and an abomination. Perspective, people. Powerful, isn't it? So you have a choice on what perspective to you feels better. You get what I'm saying? What perspective feels better? Because you know the difference. If you're having negative thoughts about if you have a perspective that is negative, you can feel that. If you have a perspective that is positive, you can feel that. And so it leaves you the power of choice. How do you want to feel? The power of perspective. How about that? Well, beloveds, I love you fearlessly. I miss talking to you. Just a very candid moment, sitting here chilling. I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.